Hey everyone, Padrino here, and this is the very first video of this channel that will be dedicated to Pirates of the Caribbean's Tides of War, which is a mobile game, and it is being released, I believe, tomorrow, the 12th of December on Steam, so it will be available on PC as well. I'm gonna consider that any of you watching this video are here for some form of tutorial, so you already know the basis of the game. I won't go through what is this game about, but I will try to make some really in-depth guides and tutorials for various aspects of this game. So this first one is going to be about the basis of the game, which are the resources and how to obtain them, but most importantly, something that's not always considered is when to use them, which is even more important than knowing how to get them. So, as you might already know, there's a ratio between the resources. As you can see at the top of the screen, I have 128 million wood, which is almost the maximum amount that I can hold right now, as you can see with the green gouge. And I have actually more food. I have about 275 millions of food, but it is way less of the maximum capacity. This is because there is this famous ratio, which is 1 to 4 when you go from silver to wood, and 1 to 6 when you go from wood to food. So there is actually a 1 to 24 ratio from silver to food. So it's completely normal to have way less of silver and wood than you have food. And it's fine, it's alright. This is how the game is designed. About those resources, they have a few specificities. The food is mostly used to hire pirates, and what I mean by this is that the ratio is not respected in there. As you can see, for instance, for the tier 10 pirates, I need about 11 times more food than wood, and as I've just said before, the ratio is normally 1 to 6. So the main use of food is to recruit pirates and heal pirates. This is the place where the most food will be consumed. As for wood, it will be to upgrade your ships, where, as you can see right there, the ratio is not 1 to 6, it's a bit less than 1 to 4, so it takes actually more wood than other resources to upgrade your ships, and also, of course, to upgrade your buildings. Same thing here, the ratio is not really respected. It takes more wood than other resources proportionally to upgrade any kind of building. This was the fortress, but any building will be the same. And as for silver, it's, in my opinion, the most important resource of the game, as it is used for two key aspects of the game. One of them is the equipment crafting, which actually only consumes silver. It's one of the only, if not the only, aspect of the game that only consumes one of the resources and not the other two. So in order to craft equipment, you need to have these materials, which we will talk about later, and mostly silver, as you can see right there. For instance, 62.8k of silver per craft. And the other aspects where silver will be used, and this is the most resource consuming aspect of the game, it is the library, the researches. In the various researches, you will consume much more silver proportionally than other resources. If you remember correctly, I said beforehand that it was ratio from 1 to 4 for silver to wood, and here we have about 1 to 2, even less. And it was 1 to 24 for food, and here we have 1 to 5. So research consumes a whole lot of silver. So now on how to specifically get those resources. Of course, you have the basic ways of obtaining resources, which are, for instance, the buildings right there that will passively generate resources that you can collect at your depot. You have hunting, hunting actually gives you resources, as well as all these different kind of materials and extras. You get one kind of resource per hunt, so it's either wood or food or silver. So it's random, but if you hunt a lot, it will balance out automatically. But be careful about hunting, it's not a net benefit, because you will have to repair your ship and heal your pirates that are wounded during the hunting. So you'll have to consider which monsters to hunt in order to gain the most, but not have to spend too much healing and repairing the ships. So afterwards, you have the attacks on EITCs or attacks on other players that will give you some amount of resources that are quite balanced as well between wood, food, and silver. And you have a few other general ways of gathering resources, such as Resource Island, where you can focus either food, wood, or silver. But all of these are kind of the most passive ways to get resources. They are not really what will bring you the most in one shot. So in order to get an important amount of resources at once, we will go through the 3 different resources. So for food, the best way is to capture and release pirates. If you attack an EITC territory, I'll try to find one that hasn't been opened yet so I can show you. So for instance, I can come here and attack one of these EITCs, and you will see that it will give me resources in 2 different ways. One of the ways is direct plunder. So for instance, in that case, I just got 127k food, 21k wood, and 7k silver, which is more or less accurate to the different ratios. But this is not the most resources I will get from attacking this EITC. Actually, the most important part, the most interesting part, will be the captured pirates. And the captured pirates, right here, if I release them, give me 475k food and some wood and silver. But the main resources this will give me is food. So for one attack, I gain roughly 600k food. So this depends on your prison camp level. The higher the level, the more the pirates you will be able, to recruit at once. And also it will be according to the capacity of your ships, not for the pirates, but for the direct plundered resources. So this capacity will influence a lot on how much you get for each attack. So it can be useful to have a specific fleet where you upgrade this capacity a lot, but we'll talk about that in another video. So this was for food. For food mainly, you need to attack once an EITC and release the prisoners. If I attack this EITC again, I'll show you. I will kind of waste a letter of marque because I will get the passive resources, but I will not get any pirates in the prison camp because it only works once for each EITC every 2 hours. So what I would need here if I wanted food would be to attack each one of those one time and sell the pirates every time after each attack, because else the prison camp can get full and it would be a waste. So after each attack I sell the prisoners, then I do it again. And I can then wait for 2 hours for these EITCs to replenish. So you can see actually it will be in 38 minutes. It's every 2 hours of the in-game time, the UTC time that you can see in the chat. Here it's 21 past 5, sorry. So at 6 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, at 10, at 12, and extra, you will have a new wave of EITC that are free to plunder and capture pirates from. Now for the wood, the main way to get wood is to be in an alliance and participate in the Mermaid Island. So the contribution in Mermaid Island will go up to a maximum of roughly 3,001,000 wood every day that you can get. So if you get 355,000 points in this event, you will gather a total of a bit more than 3 million wood, and this can be done every day. So I really recommend getting into an alliance and being available at least one of the timing. It can be up to 4 times a day, the Mermaid summon. So try to be there at least once or twice to get these 355,000 points, and you will get 3 million wood every day. Now for silver, you have the most interesting, the fastest way to get silver is through merchant ships. So you need specific letter of marks to attack them. So you cannot really do this in an unlimited way, but it's pretty rare to run out of those letters. You really have, usually the game gives out a lot of these, and you can even craft some in your fortress. You can go into forge papers, privateer's license, and you can craft these letters. I should produce some. And so with those letters you can attack merchant ships, and these ships will give you some resources that you cannot exploit directly, but you can sell them. You can see them in your plundered good warehouse on the market price info tab, and you can see there the plundered resources that you possess, the selling price, the distance to the nearest island where you can sell them, and you can simply select the resources and set sail. You have to have a ship or multiple ships that hold at least the capacity of those plundered goods. And when you set them to sail, it will take a bit of time, so for the sake of the video I'll speed that up to show you what can be achieved with this. So I'll use a few of these speed ups that I gathered over time. I haven't got really much use for them right now. And so you can see now that we arrived to the island. I can sell these resources for 16,000 silver, which isn't a lot, which doesn't seem like a lot, but this was only the plundered good of one small merchant ship that I plundered. So this one that I just got, it was an S4, and I would actually get quite much more silver. This would give me about roughly 23,000 silver, and this is just one merchant ship. So you can do this hundreds of times, and you can easily get a few million silver, like about 1 million silver a day, even if you're not too high level, it's fine. A little tip that I have about merchant ships is to only use the last level that a letter can allow you to attack. So for the tier 3 letters, it would be level 10. For the tier 2, it would be level 20. For the tier 3, it would be level 30. And for the special class, it would be special level 10. Why? Because you would get you will get a bit more resources as the level of the ship goes up. It will also change the resource, but you don't care a lot about the resource nature. What you care for is how much you get on the price, and the best ratio from quantity to price will always be achieved with a higher level. So if you want to use your third class letters, only hunt on level 10. It will give you much more silver per letter than if you were hunting on level 4, level 5, level 6, any different levels. So mostly hunt for aim to hunt for level 10, level 20, level 30, and special level 10 merchant ships. And so now this was the part about getting the resources, and to end this video I'm gonna talk about the must the most important part, which is not how to get them, but how and when to spend them. You have some special events that will give you back a portion of the resources that you invest, and if you have the correct setup, you can get back about half or even a bit more than half of everything that you spend upgrading your buildings. And this is also sometimes available for research. It will not be available for other stuff like upgrading ships, for instance. You won't have paybacks for it, but you can often have paybacks for upgrading buildings and researching. I don't think that there's any. Oh yes, there's one on now, so I can show you. For instance, to upgrade my depot level 29, I received 7 1.2 million food, 8 200k wood, and 3 50k silver. So I don't remember exactly the amount of resources that I had to spend to upgrade it, but it wasn't even the double this. So this event actually gave me back more than half of what I spent to upgrade this building. So really look forward for these events. You need to cash in the biggest amount of resources that you can. Do not spend them, only spend them when you have this kind of events. And also you should really wait for the 0% time building upgrade events before upgrading, because else you would spend a lot of speed ups, and this really isn't necessary. If your server is old enough, it will be every Monday. Every Monday, any building that you upgrade takes absolutely no time. It is done in 0 seconds, and you won't have to spend any speed ups or gold for this. It's only available after about 5 weeks for each server. If your server is less than 5 weeks old, then you won't have access to this, but you can be a little patient, wait for it, and then you will have these events, which are really fantastic. So the last thing that you will need, let's talk building upgrade once more, is the gear. So you have specific gears that will help you for specific aspects of the game, and there is the architect's gear, which is present at which exists at a lot of different levels. So obviously the higher the level, the best the reduction will be. So the very first set that you will have for architect is level 23. And then you have the level 28 one directly. Before that, you have a small one with the administrators. The administrators gear will help you lower a little bit the cost of the construction and the research, but from level 23, you will have a specific gear for that, which will be much more efficient. And actually, this gear that I possess, the bonus effect gives me a 46% reduction in the construction cost, and above that I've got about 3 times 11% reduction. So that's about something like 80% reduction in cost. You have to know that the mathematics in this game are a bit weird sometimes, and it's not linear. So 80% is not actually 80% of the original cost. The higher the percentage goes up, the less efficient it becomes. So the first percent is perhaps 1% of reduction, but like when I go from 79 to 80% of reduction, I actually only gain about 0.01 or 0.02% total cost. So this isn't as crazy and as OP as it looks, but it's still really interesting. I can show you an example right there. If I want to upgrade the gate without the gear, it will cost, let's only look at the food, for instance, 9 million food. But now if I actually put on the gear, it's only 5.6 million food. So it's a bit more than half, because I don't have any specific effects at the moment that reduces furthermore the cost, but you can see that I've reduced it from like maybe a bit more than a third. So Get your gear up, wait for the right events, and either sell pirates or do the mermaid or plunder American ships, and you will grow some significant amount of resources that you can spend during the events and have some cash back. So this will be all for today. It's already a bit long of a video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.